If you already know that you need help in your business, like you've probably known for a while, but every time you think about hiring someone, you've actually just got no idea what you would actually hand over. So this video is for you, because saying I need help and I know what to hand over are two very different stages. And most tradies can get stuck in this for months. So here's what usually happens. You know that you're at capacity. You know something needs to change. Maybe your partner's been telling you. Maybe you've just got that Sunday night moment where you're staring at a week's worth of admin and thinking to yourself, there's got to be a better way. But when you actually sit down and ask, well, but what would I hand over? It all just feels so tangled. Scheduling links to inbox management links to quoting and suppliers links to invoicing, and it all just feels like one big knot that only you know how to untangle. So nothing changes and you just keep carrying it. You just keep going and going. And that's not a personal failing. That's just what happens when you've been the only one doing everything for so long. The tasks stop looking like separate jobs and start looking like, well, this is just how the business runs. We just do one thing after the next, after the next. And you stop seeing the work because you've just been inside it for too long. So the good news is the way through this is actually much simpler than you think. And you don't need to build systems, write manuals, or get super organized first. You just need to start with tracking what you actually do for just 1 week. Not what you think you do, but what actually takes your time. So every time you do something that isn't the actual trade work, so every email you send, every phone call, every bit of scheduling, every invoice, every follow-up, every social media post, just write it down. Just in your phone notes or on a pad, and just takes 10 seconds. And by the end of the week, you'll have a list. And I promise you, it'll probably be longer than you expected. Most business owners are shocked when they see it all written out like that, because so much of that work is just invisible. It happens between the important jobs, in the ute, in the car, at the kitchen table, after dinner. You don't even register it as work anymore. It's just what you do. And this list becomes a great starting point. So if you run a trade business and you're wondering what to hand over first, start here. Don't try to hand over everything at once. Start with the tasks that repeat, that happen every week and don't need you on site. So for most tradies, that's things like emails, invoice chasing, scheduling jobs, calendar management, supply follow-ups, WHS admin, social media, bank rec, updating jobs. These are the things that take more time than people realize. They're also the easiest things for a trained VA to learn quickly because they follow a pattern. So once someone understands how you want things done, they can then just run with it. You don't need to hand over the complicated stuff first. Just start with the simple things that may only take you a minute or two, but add up fast. And once you free up that time, you've got more space to tackle the bigger things properly. And that's where almost every tradie we work with actually starts. And it's often enough to get 10 to 15 hours a week back. Now, if you're thinking, I get it in theory, but I still wouldn't know how to actually get started, that's completely normal. And that's exactly what the discovery call is for. So when we talk to a tradie business owner for the first time, the first thing we do is actually map out what's on their plate. Not vaguely, we go into the specifics, what the tasks are, how often they happen, how long they take, and what's urgent, and what's been sitting there undone because nobody else can do it. Most people come into that call not really sure what they need, where to start, and what the next steps even are. But by the end of it, they've got a clear plan for what to hand over, what needs to happen first, and what are the next steps that they need to take to get ready. And once we get started, we go even deeper as part of the onboarding at the Doing Co. We help you with the task extraction, the role definition, and the operational and communicational structure that you will need before the VA starts. So you don't need to arrive with a polished operations manual. That's something that the VA will actually help you build when they start. So if you have been stuck in that, I know I need help, but I don't know where to start space for a while, the way out is simpler than you think. And you don't need to be more organized first. You don't need to have all of your processes perfected. You don't need to have everything documented. You probably just need one clear conversation for 30 minutes to actually get the roadmap. And if it isn't the right time now, at least you'll know what needs to be in place when you are ready. So the link's below, and let's figure out how you can get your time back and build a better business.